Ever feel like your marriage started off great, but just a few years later, you're wondering, where did we go wrong? In this video, we're going to cover the 5 silent marriage killers, the hidden mistakes couples make early on that, if ignored, can slowly destroy the relationship over time. But don't worry, we're also going to show you exactly how to fix them before it's too late. Killer number 1, the thirsty plant problem. Every person has fundamental needs in a relationship, like feeling loved, safe, valued. While dating, these needs are naturally met, which is why the relationship has progressed from dating to engagement, then to marriage. However, once married, we often become complacent and we stop initially meeting these needs. When that happens, resentment begins to build over time. Imagine this: you get a small plant as a gift. You forget to water it for months, and one day you wonder, why is it brown and dying? Marriage works the same way. If we don't take care of our spouse's core needs, the relationship eventually dries up. So, ask your spouse, what do you need to feel loved, safe, and valued? And actually listen to their answer. I bet their answer surprises you. Silent killer number 2, the one-sided glasses. If we only see things our way, we miss the full picture. This leads to constant arguments and feeling misunderstood. Think of 2 friends going on an excursion, and they're both blindfolded touching elephants. One is touching the trunk and says, "Ooh, it feels like a snake." The other touches the leg and says, I think it's more of a tree." They go back and forth: snake, tree, no, you're wrong, I'm right, this is a tree, no, it's a snake. They argue because neither one can see the whole elephant. In marriage, if you only focus on your view, you'll keep fighting instead of understanding the big picture. Before getting into that blow up argument, ask yourself, how does my spouse see this? Having that understanding changes everything. Silent killer number 3, love lost in translation. Love is like speaking a language. If your spouse speaks Spanish and you're speaking Chinese, they won't feel loved, even if you're trying everything that you possibly know to do. Now, I'm sure we've all had a friend, or maybe been in this situation ourselves, where we buy a gift for someone. Think of a man that buys a gift for his wife, fancy watch, spends a bunch of money on it for her birthday. But she's sad because all she really wanted was a handwritten love letter. He spent all this money, but she doesn't feel loved. Why? Because he spoke his love language, not hers. So, learn your spouse's love language: words, touch, gift, time, acts of service, and love them in their way, not yours. Silent killer number 4, the tiny leak time bomb. Small problems don't disappear, they grow into bigger problems. Just like if you had a leaky roof. That tiny leak in the roof, you look at it and you say, it's small, I'll fix it later. Well, years go by, and one day your entire ceiling collapses. Now you have a huge mess. In marriage, small issues like lack of appreciation or unresolved hurt or conflict, those become major problems if they're ignored. So address those small issues early, even if they're uncomfortable, before they turn into something that feels impossible to fix. Silent killer number 5, the love alone illusion. Love is important, but it's not enough. You also need skills like communication, patience, and teamwork. If I went and bought an expensive, beautiful car, and I say, I love this car, but I never put gas in it, eventually that car is going to stop running. Marriage is the same. Love is great, but if you don't fuel it with effort and understanding, it won't last. So keep learning and growing, even when love feels natural. If you've ever felt stuck in your marriage, it's not because you're failing, it's because you weren't taught how to build a strong foundation. But the good news is you can start, and you can start today. If this video spoke to you, hit like or subscribe or follow whichever platform you're watching on. Check out the future videos where we're going to break things like this down even more. Thank you guys for coming.